Alright, quiet on set. 3, 2, 1, action. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is our Architecture Design Studies Group project featuring Shann, Gillian, Khyla, Eileen, me, Tivon, and Rachel.
So let's get started. As time progresses, the world continues to evolve, advancing in many ways. One way is the styles which are adapted in each era. These styles can influence many things, ranging from architecture to fashion. So today, for our group project, we are going to talk about two movements which have caught our attention. First off, we are going to talk about the style. The style is a Dutch artistic movement founded in 1917 in Leiden, a style which is identified through its black, white, and primary colored color scheme and use of geometric shapes to create an asymmetrical balance. This is the general idea of the design for the style. With the help of these clear-cut visuals, the personality of the artist is then removed. The movement was led by Theo van Doesburg, who was initially inspired by the artwork of Piet Mondrian to start a journal about the style, hoping to redefine the art of the 20th century. After the death of Theo van Doesburg, the group disbanded. Despite that, the former members continued to follow the principles of the style in their works, allowing it to continue to live on in the future. The style continued to influence many artists and designers, letting the style be seen through works such as furniture, interior and architecture design, as well as fashion. The style gained attention in the fashion world in 1965 due to its minimal design, when a dress designed by Yves Saint Laurent, which was once again inspired by the artwork of Piet Mondrian, was featured on the cover of French Vogue's September issue. In terms of furniture, the style is best known for being represented through the Rietvildt's chair. This chair was initially constructed by Gerrit Rietveld and was later modified by Bart van der Lek. The new model was constructed using thinner wood and painted entirely black with areas of primary colors similar to the concept of the style. The effect of this color scheme made this chair seem transparent against the black walls of the Schroeder house where it was later placed. This leads us to a more relevant aspect, which is its influence on interior and architecture design. The Schroeder house, built by Dutch architect Gerrit Rietveld in 1924. This house is well known for its use of the style in its overall design. Its interior makes use of the de style color scheme of black, white, and primary colors. The house also only uses materials and paints which follow the color scheme, making the elements of the style present throughout the whole house. The pillars, railings, and window linings of the house are also colored black to mimic the lines found in the original artwork, which initially inspired the concept of the style. As for the exterior, just like the interior, it showcases a lengthy use of primary colors and geometric shapes reminiscent of the style. It has an appearance of lines and planes detaching and gliding past one another, making each component have its own form, position, and color. As the style was a movement which removed the personality of the designer, it helped to simplify people's thoughts. The use of rectilinear shapes allowed the design to be more compact and consistent, as well as keeping the shape identifiable throughout the design. Color scheme was also kept to the use of only black, white, and primary colors. This was an indirect way of promoting unity amongst the community, through the removal of debate which would take place over simple matters such as color, shape, and design. Moving ahead, around 65 years later, the style deconstructivism began to spike interest. Deconstructivism is defined by its lack of harmony, continuity, and symmetry. It compromises of the distortion and breaking down of non-rectilinear shapes, creating a chaotic and inconsistent appearance. The style came to public notice through the Parc de la Villette architectural design competition in 1982, with entries from Jacques Derrida, Peter Eisman, and the winning entry by Bernard Tschumi, helping the style to gain attention. Tschumi stated that calling the works of these architects a movement or a new style was out of context and showed a lack of understanding of their ideas, and believed that deconstructivism was simply a move against the practice of postmodernism. Fashion has been highly influenced by deconstructivism through the use of exposed seams, raw edges, and displacement of certain components to create a distressed-looking garment. One designer who has adopted this style is Martin Magilla. His designs are assembled using parts of other clothing, lining, zippers, and fixtures from many places, making the clothing look more aged and weathered than they actually are. Deconstructivism is also a big hit in graphic design. It can be shown through typography, messiness, and misalignment to give the design a glitch-like or abstract look, challenging the norms of graphic design. Neville Brody is a designer who uses deconstructivism style. One of his well-known works is a Nike ad done in 1988, where the artwork makes use of different font sizes, contrasting color, and misalignment of words. For example, the inconsistency in the heights of letters in bounce mirrors the bouncing motion, so when combined, a very chaotic and dynamic look is achieved. Again, this style has also influenced architecture. Deconstructivism in architecture encourages unusual, where it does not follow functional design principles. One such example is the Wiseman Art Museum, designed by Frank Gehry, completed in 1993. The building consists of two faces, one of which is made up of irregular-shaped stainless steel parts, creating not only curves and angles, but the reflective material also helps to create a sense of movement to the architecture. Through the use of deconstructivism, a particular building is able to become the focal point of its surroundings as compared to the more traditionally designed buildings around it. The deconstructivism in architecture can also help to stimulate the minds of the audience and allow them to wonder what the true intention of the architect was. Take this for example. Would you rather look at an elaborate and abstract painting or painting of an orange? Well, the former, of course. Why? It's due to it being more interesting. It seems as if you can sense the emotion of the artist and makes you think about what the artwork really means. And finally, to top it all off, the style and deconstructivism have both impacted and helped influence the many examples in everyday design, and still continue to be used to this very day. But will they ever die down? Looks like we'll have to wait and see. Okay, thanks, bye! Thank you and God bless!